from the murder of this boxer. Dr. Mwanje Museveni is a famous scientist. Genda kutuka n'obujozi bwe asula kisugu balina ennyonyi balinzidde ku airport. Museveni's camp is also infiltrated. If Museveni had infiltrated Bobi Wine's group, the punishment is clear. You close to Museveni, you are killed. Uganda applies for COVID-19 vaccine. Mwanje oye! Dr. Mwanje oye! Dr. Mwanje juu! Dr. Mwanje juu!
Yenze Kanka Kapita, yenze producer wa TM9 television. Atera nze gw'owulira eno kuba nze presenter. Nsimbudde butereevu. Ayagala okulanga naffe wakugamba mu festive time eno obubaka obwongo obuwulira jangu gwe munna business tukulangire nga tusinzirako online. Enamba z'amasimu nzibateerangako buli kaseera nsaba muzeeyambe. Mpeereza obubaka obwa email obubanga oluwa business ayagala okugiyisa ku email n'ekirala. Kyesitalo musajja common man abeereyo Kamuli. Musajja ono yatuwa ekigambo ekyo mujje nga mukigoberera paka 2021. Agamba atya, there will be nothing to declare and nothing to hide. 2021 wayinza obutabaawo kyakulangirira ate wayinza obutabaawo kyakukweka. Ntandise program y'olunaku olwaleero. Tubaaniriza nnyo bwe bali kutuwagira. Tusiimye nnyo abantu b'omu Amerika batuwagidde nnyo n'abantu ababeera mu Bungereza ne bannaffe ababeera e Buwalabu mu United Arab Emirates. Ensi zonna ezooteeroddaawo. Nze abantu abo bakwagala nnyo simanyi oba lwaki oba gwe oyogera ku nsonga.
From Uganda and what both sides because now I have been always telling you that in any election the race is reduced to two. It is normally a two-horse race. We are now talking about Museveni and Bobi Wine. The problem of NRM is that it did not start as a political party. No. There is no comradeship, and that has been enjoying Ugandans because of our history. Gave NRM a blank check. From 1986, I think it was 2001. People, those who witnessed the past, have been declining. Imagine, when the president came to power, I was 23. If you add 35, how old I am?
You are 58.
It means that those who were 80 are dead, those who were 90 don't think add anything, those who were 70 are dead, those who were 60 and 90, the majority are dead, those who were 50, 85, the majority are dead.
Very
those
few
who
remaining.
40 are 75, they are all dead. So, when you analyze the situation, society, when you study society, society changes between 40 and 50 years. The Tutsis went back to Rwanda after 50 years. Germany united after 50 years. The people of Benghazi went back to Tripoli after 42 years. Gaddafi was celebrating his 43rd anniversary. It's only the Soviet Union that collapsed after 70 years. It was an entrenched system until Gorbachev came. Gorbachev did not study the system. He thought that, and Yeltsin, he thought that they could transform communism into capitalism. But the Chinese have been moving gradually. The Chinese have a dual system. They maintain the communism aspect and also introduce a capitalist aspect. That's why you find two banks. The government banks are still operational in China, and they join a private
alongside
company.
Private companies.
Yes. The Russians and were excited. Gorbachev was excited, and now, when you look at this, if we were running political parties, we would have, when you look at NRM, they have a department for Ugandans in the diaspora. But how does it work? Every year, they organize a conference, get air tickets per TM, and go there, come back. They don't know the importance. Both sides don't know the currencies. The president has mentioned about it, has talked about allowing them give, naturalize. If, for instance, a Ugandan is married to a foreigner, the foreigner can also become a Ugandan
by marriage.
Voting abroad, yes, but
that has not happened.
They have not been implemented. But many people don't know that the people in the diaspora are one of the strongest voting blocs, even if they don't have voting rights, but they influence voting.
Of course.
Because most of our families depend on money sent to them by people who are abroad.
Yes.
If somebody in America, if somebody in the USA tells his mother, old mother, or father, that if you vote Museveni, I will stop cut off the money that is coming, what happens?
Of course, they don't vote Museveni.
Yes.
They will listen to their
but
kids.
These people, I'm not seeing it anywhere where it has come prominently, clear to strategists to address this threat. That although Ugandans in the diaspora have no voting rights, but they influence
the local
voting pattern in Uganda. Why? Because this man who sends money, families are surviving because of money, which is coming from abroad. That's why people sell their properties to send their children to do work in Arab countries. Even scaring stories don't scare the population.
Of course.
Because Africans were used. It's a question of luck. Mukisa. Uwo mukisa afuna.
Ataina. Akomera obwereri.
That's why those who cheat people to take them, to get them visas, continue cheating. This morning, just an hour ago, I've chased two people who came to me driving Porsche cars. What was their problem? They were conned. Somebody told them, one was telling me that the president gave him 200 million in 2009, but that money did not reach him. Another one was saying he was in a Ruweru veteran who has a letter from the president, and to demonstrate that it is an old letter, it was not computer typed. Typewriters were still available at the time. So I asked them, gentlemen, how do you expect me, even if I had access to the president, this is the time when the president's efforts are directed to elections. How can I remind him? Maybe if you had that the president has allocated the money to clear those debts that have not cleared, then I would help you. So you can see, these are not illiterate. These are highly educated people. They came to me driving Porsche cars, and somebody even was offering me money. I said, you are looking for money. See, if you are looking for money, where do you offer me money? Okay, let me take you to the petrol station and get a full tank. No, I have my money. Don't bother. Because for you, you don't have the money. You are looking for money. How can you expect to get money from the president on an offer that was given to you in 2009? In 2009, Buganda riot, my mother survived the lynching, was saved by the quick intervention of the president. So this is why. Was it condemned by the Ugandan media? When my programs were being switched off one by one, did you send a condemnation from the Ugandan media?
No, not as such.
This very platform was threatened by Kuroza. Did any newspaper in Uganda or media institution condemn it?
You have just mentioning others.
Yes. So therefore, that one I will do. I will address it. But I offered to make a daily briefing, a daily briefing about the elections until we have elections, and even after the elections. Because I wanted to help the public. I cannot let down my viewers, listeners, and those who pay money.
Of course, the followers.
At times, it comes a shield. You see what people don't know. In fact, in many cases, what you say becomes your own shield. People will fear to assassinate you or to kill you because of what you say. It becomes imperative to those you talk about to protect you instead of killing you. In fact, if you want to be assassinated, make yourself expensive to assassinate. This is what people don't know.
How can you make yourself expensive?
You make yourself expensive to assassinate, they will assassinate you. You have a heavy escort, security. Kennedy,
a very detailed...
Before President Kennedy was assassinated, he remarked that to kill an American president, one had to be on the top of a building because the escorts are here. He gave killers a crew. A person evaluates. If I want to kill Mirundi, how much money are you paying me to kill Mirundi? Then if you demand 500 million shillings, the man will say, why should I give you all this money? Mirundi moves freely. Then he says, how much are you willing to give me? At least 10 million. The other man will say no. If I kill this man at only 10 million, what if I'm arrested? Because I know Museveni will not keep quiet when this money. The public will mount pressure on the government, so you will escape. This is why when a missile intercepted a plot to kill the State House controller, eventually the person who was interested in the killing Nachobe gave them 600 million without doing the job. Said, okay, these people are saying the artillery pieces, if we call them what? You know,
the RPGs.
RPGs were brought from Kenya, hidden in a sack. These, we call it what? That it appeared as if it was charcoal. Not charcoal, sand. It was put in the sand, and that type of boat is called the Echinara. Echinara moves, is a door. Yes. It was go this way.
They are transported via Echinara.
Yes, from an island in Lake Victoria. And they had mounted from CPS to her residence farm. Are you serious? Several miles. And the man boasted, said, the only convoy we cannot attack is the Chikofira's convoy. That's the only convoy they could not attack was the president's convoy. She said, we can mobilize ourselves from CPS to her farm. And how did we intercept these people? They were visiting her office. We placed some of our sophisticated equipment in our office, and we found their communication, their meetings. We penetrated, infiltrated their meetings, and eventually we got to them. Kankukubire. Eventually we got them. But they threatened to demolish my houses. A man said, somebody told them, Mirundi is not Mayembe. You people, you leaked information to Mirundi. I was talking to one of our leaders in my home district, Chotera. I was telling him that you don't quarrel with your people. I know, I've been following your discussions, and one of the prominent Ugandans has given them 500 million to ensure that Kasolo does not come back as an MOP. This is where they are innovating. A person in the government, in a very influential position of government, is giving out money to defeat a minister because that minister is handling finance. And that if that minister is defeated, he will influence the president not to include that man in the cabinet, and they will use the stooge, a puppet. Once you refuse to play ball with them, because they are very close to the president, very influential, they kick you out, they can charge you with corruption, drag you to the anti-corruption court, and then, have you seen, in fact the Americans should help us, to put sanctions on this judge who is presiding over the so-called anti-corruption. There is nothing anti-corruption in that court. It's a corruption court. You tell me which case Nassari was taken there. Nassari had secured a job with UNESCO. She had worked as a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. After 7 years, she was sent to the judiciary, where she was administering a project of $10 million. These people connived, arrested her. It was the that woman shouldn't be a judge. The Americans should intervene. Mulyagonja shouldn't be a judge. Cannot be a judge. That one needs sanctions. Mulyagonja needs sanctions because they fear sanctions. Mulyagonja carried out an audit, an alleged audit, and found out that 10 years ago, 7 years ago, Nassari stole along with 3 others, 35 million. A person who was handling a project of $10 million, $100 million. How could he? She was arrested by
how could she sincerely take a portion of 30 million?
You tell me any case, any case involving alleged corruption that has been taken to the anti-corruption court and be disposed of in time. The law says that if you are a civil servant and you remain interdicted for 6 months, then the government has failed to prosecute you. But the government said, the Attorney General said, because these are colored up cases, they are intended to present your image, be removed, and the Nakalema inserts. Nakalema's role is to get you arrested,
get you out of office,
the IGG's office, this woman
be prosecuted.
Yes, the president has been talking about electricity. I heard you criticizing him. Museveni identified the bottlenecks long ago. Infrastructure, because a modern state, what does a modern state do? A modern state creates security. A modern state creates the infrastructure, roads, power. A modern state levies taxes. It remains with 3 roles. Other roles are done by the private sector. So what the president long ago identified as bottlenecks, that's why we have an authority on roads. We have an authority on
Kampala
levying taxes. We have something like an authority on power, REA. Uganda Road Authority is Museveni's innovation. Otherwise, it was part of Ministry of Works. Until the president said no, let us have an authority specifically for constructing roads, but under an independent body, under the Ministry of Works.
It is independent,
yes,
but it is still under Ministry of Works.
But this has not stopped the thieves. Museveni secured a loan of $50 million, which went through REA. The money was stolen. But Mulyagonja carried out a report. When she carried out of a report, Mulyagonja was very tactic. People did not know how Mulyagonja operated. It was like people who have brains like me. Mulyagonja discovers that $4 million was spent on something that was not
supposed to.
That could not cost that money. Mulyagonja identifies this. What are her recommendations? These people should be forced to pay to refund 10 million. You don't understand it. First of all, she has not punished them. No. She says, yes, I found out
that they took the money.
They took $4 million, but if they should pay, refund 10 million. When you refund, you remain in your job. That's Mulyagonja judge. He was promoted. No. Mulyagonja take sanctions. Nemukazi we n'abaana be. No, mulamuzi wa anti-corruption court. Nababa America batuyambe. Bamuteekeko sanctions. Aleme kufuuka kangaroo court. You see, this is how Ugandans don't understand these things. That this is the way the mafias operate. You need somebody with the brains to understand whether they were doing. When you read Mulyagonja's report, you find out that she found problems, but she did not recommend that these people should be charged in court. No, refunding. Which of course puts them back to their offices. So you believe? I will one day read Mulyagonja's reports. The people will know that but she was immediately promoted she's now a Supreme Court judge. America batuyambe Mulyagonja aveyo. This is the Americans help us. And you impose the sanctions on 2 judges, Mulyagonja and the other judge of the anti-corruption gun. He's a kangaroo judge. Who is a kangaroo person when it comes to law? Because yes, I'm telling you that once you are arrested, you look at Shaka. This man of Jinja. He was
the former RDC.
Charged with what? And I told you that these mafias operate like a python. A python smears its victim free with the saliva. What the mafias do, they use their mafia-controlled media, Bucket, New Vision, and others, to smear you. And the people believe, ever since Sakwa was interdicted, removed from office, this case of murder progressing. In many cases, the judge, the government side does not appear, like in Nasari's case, because the intention is to dent you. Nakalema's objective, Nakalema, Museveni appointed Nakalema to fight corruption. His son-in-law gave her different directives. New Vision and the Bucket and other allied, mafia-allied newspapers malign you. They can take a week subjecting it to negative stories to doing the public. Then, by the time you are arrested, the public is asking, how long will it take? Even the president believes what appears in the
when they want to remove you from office, the media is awash with articles, maligning.
Then Nakalema intervenes. When Nakalema intervenes, she does not follow logic. Look what this Bank of Uganda scandal. The plane that was hired by Bank of Uganda to transport printed currency carried extra luggages whose owners were properly identified, Mbire and Mandela. But they ended up arresting the man who was in charge of currency because they wanted to take that job, Malinga. Malinga was a Munyampi. Because can anybody tell me that Malinga on his own initiative can go and print money?
No, of course.
It must be a decision by Bank of Uganda, shared by the Governor Bank of Uganda. But Nakalema moved in. Baka nilika kubali bakaso omutu. Nilika kubejo kone abantu bajja kategera bakaso omutu. Kubanga bamuyembise buyembise. Nakalema is being used by this younger man. Whoever is interdicted, his job is taken over. If there is money coming through that department, the money is taken off. That's why there's no how to cry. Whenever the media in Uganda is muzzled, media freedom is muzzled, the public does not take care. The public cannot sympathize with a mafia-controlled media.
That
A
only
media
comes up
yes,
for paid-up
this
stories.
media of Uganda, especially the print media, is under the total armpit of the mafias. I'm telling you, that's why Ugandans, even if you say newspapers, they read the monitor. These people take a concern.
No.
But when these mafias tried to muzzle my programs, people came up and they are punished. Every TV station or radio station I deserted as suffered heavily.
Of course.
I move with my people.
The following
Yes.
follows a person,
Yes.
not a station.
That's why I'm telling you that if we want to invest, the Baganda have a very good proverb that if you are hunted by the government, you rather be hunted by the government rather than be hunted by the population. This Escobar invested heavily in Madrid, his hometown. At times, government failed to corner this man, this notorious man. Why? He was popular. He constructed apartments for the poor. In fact, it was Escobar himself who agreed with the Pharaoh Bayaga to surrender himself to government to reduce the pressure on them and get money. When they failed to fulfill the conditions under which Escobar's surrendering conditions were negotiated according to the agreement under which it was negotiated. Let me surrender to authorities so that the authorities reduce the pressure on us, you continue operating, but the bank my money on this account. When they failed, they thought that he has already gone inside. Escobar escaped from prison. So the Baganda will tell you that even a criminal who has support among the masses will survive. How did Museveni survive? He had the support of the masses.
Of course.
He defeated at one time, before when Museveni went to Luwero with the 27 guns, the UN at that time had over 20,000 soldiers. Trained by who? The British Advanced Military Training Team. Britain maintained an advanced military training team to train operative soldiers who are killing civilians in the world. But I hear them raising their ugly heads when it comes to violation. There was also an international a directive on all of British airports that if any policeman or anybody sighted Museveni in the British territory would be arrested and handed over to Obote. In fact, this is what the British did when Obote abolished the kingdom. Mutesa was directed by the British government to recognize Obote's government, to which the money declined. And this is why Mutesa died a pauper.
I see.
He was never helped by the British. This is what erodes these countries' influence in Uganda.
But it's still great, however much you're saying it is eroded. It's very great.
Ugandans don't believe in foreigners. Did we see throughout our political turmoil, did we see a UN peacekeeper in Uganda? The only peacekeeper to have landed in Uganda were Tanzanian soldiers who came to remove Amin. And it was after Amin had invaded their territory and annexed their territory. Otherwise, Nyerere was looking at Amin, murdering his people for a good 9 years. The other peacekeeper we saw here was the Kenyan soldier, the advanced group that arrived in Uganda after the Nairobi Accord. Ugandans we used to watch Vividire. Every time we had problems in Uganda, we would see these Europeans at this building that housed both the British High Commissioner, the American Embassy at that time, this building near Parliament, near APS building, which was bought by Sodero, we would see them with their children, luggages, driving to safety to Nairobi. Ugandans are not excited about Europeans.
Serious?
In fact,
people who give us much aid.
I'm telling you. Somebody will ask, why are you saying that America should impose sanctions? Yes, these people receive treatment in America. They have their money, they have stashed money in America. But leaving many Ugandans to die. So that's why I say that since they have invested their money there, it's you who can tell them to listen.
Of course.
Unless
because they expect to bring us war here and run away.
Yes. Otherwise, except those Ugandans who are dying to get visas, where is? That's why I've maintained my independence. I don't work for any organization. Mirundi does not work for foreign interests.
And people were asking that Mzee Mirundi is very rich in knowledge. Why does he allow jobs in Europe, in the US?
No.
Because you have a bank of knowledge you can use to attain anything in this world.
Myself, I have visited all these countries, and my strongest weapon is knowledge. The second weapon is arrogance. The third one is witchcraft. The fourth one is my lifestyle. I've been accompanying the president. The president gave a directive that whenever I want to go to Europe, they would just give me an air ticket and go and travel to meet Ugandans. I travel in many countries. But how can I manage winter? Who recognizes me in those countries? Recognition. But here, when I'm going through a town or a city, people come out to recognize. But
of course, you have a following out there. Yes. And by the moment you are identified by the whites,
my lifestyle, I cannot afford to be in those countries. Not at all. In fact, for me, I enjoy being with the poor people. If somebody tells you that you can meet Mirundi in one of the big hotels, you're wasting time. Two, I don't believe in betraying, in selling my country for a few dollars. That's why I've refused to put up a human rights organization group to tap European money. I cannot. I cannot accept money from a man who wants to rape my mother or my daughter or my wife. This is how I see it. That I get money from Europeans to undermine our government. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot.
Some people mistake it for getting some money from this government.
How?
They assume you get...
Which money do I get? Like now.
If you can refuse a job from the UK.
Previous, last 5 years ago, they stole my money. They failed to pay 600 million. I recently heard that the president directed somebody to give me that money. They took it. I know how to fight them. Recently, this Luabo, the son-in-law of the president, got money from a source to do publicity work, thinking that he would use that money to work for him. He's the man who appointed me. There's a commission, a media commission. How can I work? Do I become? Because these people, but you know,
that they had appointed you on a campaign team.
He has acquired money from his close relative, who is not the president, to force me work for him. Impossible. I refused. I just hit the committee. Me, I'm not driven by money. I have integrity. And I know when I calculate for you, I can tell you. So when it comes to money, Mirundi is not driven by money. In fact, they know it. The mafia gang knows it. That these people who used to switch off my programs, we shall never work together. I'm going to work with the moderate wing of the mafia gang because they realize their problem.
But whether moderate or which, it is still the mafia gang.
Agenda kudukana ujozi bwe asula kisugu bayine nyenye balinzide ku airport nentu ya pusi kana kalina omutwe ogukalinga ebbulooka pulezidenti yakaise ku weekend kali bunyoleeyo kali tolo katabangula abantu mukajjakoiso bajjako ku bibbulooka ku mutwe bajjako bajja baba buttire wano obuvubuka linda akatambi obuwulire bupaniking why are you panicking if you have been doing a good work simanyi bwe bwategeera nti buli kona linja bakoka mu nnyondo nkatti make not compromise with these young arrogant fellows let them go into exile let them take a low profile Ugandans don't pursue you if you take a low profile. Look what Kakoza Mutale. Are people pursuing Kakoza Mutale?
Of course, we heard that he is coming back, but he even went back into hiding.
Nasrullah Abdallah was governor of Central Province. He was in charge of the city. And he forced the people to swallow sandals. But the man was right. The man said, no person should come into the city without shoes.
Wearing sandals.
Yes. If you have sandals, go to the mosque. But people did not understand him because, these people did not have democracy. The directive
did not have a formal way of doing things in a formal way.
Agati, are people pursuing Nasrullah Abdallah? What about Moses?
Anyway, where is he?
Moses was the Minister of Finance in Amin's government. Very powerful. And Amin sacked Moses and other group over the money, the fundraising funds that were intended to complete the Kampala Mukade Mosque. And he replaced them with a Christian, Colonel Joseph Mond. Amin picked
a Christian.
But what Amin didn't know, that these people, the Moses Sadi, the Kamalegayas, were getting money from the Libyan Arab Bank. All of the money, it was like a trick. They would say, I've donated 100 million to this. When he had got the money from, at the end of the day, after calculating this money, which was used as a what? We call it a bait. The money remained very little. On paper, they would say, we have raised 100 million from this Maulid. When you deduct it, the 20 million that was brought from the Libyan bank as a bait to incite other people. So they were donating the air. But Amin could not understand it. Amin abolished the Moses Sari Committee and appointed Colonel Mondo, Joseph Mondo, as the treasurer of the Moses. But Amin was very tactical.
And now Moses Sari is serving in the government.
Nti abantu bagezi nti kyembabulira nti banna Uganda bwemba nkola ebintu byange. In 1969, the Pope visited Uganda. Why did he visit Uganda? And he immediately arrived at the airport. He kissed
the ground.
The ground.
That picture is still trending in the Catholic community.
The Vatican, the Pope came here to recognize the Ugandan matters. The Pope came here to recognize the shrine. People don't remember that when the Catholic Church constructed that shrine, Amin was the guest of honor. And Amin raised the issue. Yayazina. Nagama. This is not only Catholic matters. Even the Protestants and the Muslims had matters. At that time, all the rest of the churches, the Protestants and the Muslims were not interested. Until it has become money, it has become a tourist attraction. Why did the Pope come? The Pope, this is 1969. 1969, Obote had declared a de facto single state in Uganda. In 1969, he banned the political parties. Why did the Pope come? Benichwanuka wrote a strong letter to the Pope, to Vatican, to stop the Pope from coming. But the Pope, Vatican had received the information that Armenian Muslim was going to topple the government in 1971 and turn the country into an Islamic country. So they wanted to leave the monument. How can, in fact, in 1975, when the late Fahad came here, the former king of Saudi Arabia, Fahad bin Abdulaziz, came here in 1975. But Cardinal Subuga, because it was a public holiday, You people, you don't remember. But during Amini's time, we could not, Friday was a public holiday. So we could break up of school and come back on Saturday. This created a problem with the Seventh-day Adventists. They said for them, I remember students who refused to do exams because they had to observe. That's why Amini chased all of these religions. Amini chased them. Amini hated the homosexuality. At one time we asked in a meeting of religious leaders, asked Cardinal Sugo, you the man of Lubaka, asked those Anglicans, what will happen if men start marrying other men? What will happen to women? Amini was strongly opposed to homosexuality. In fact, he would kill on the spot.
Once you identified as a gay.
Chemba gamba. Nti ensi tujibala. Kakati, when the Pope came, when Fahad came, the Cardinal said, all Catholic schools, because it was declared a holiday, all Catholic schools, on Entebbe Road, come out and welcome the visitor. Ngabona bambadde sapuli. Abdulaziz looked at these schools immediately after the airport. He does not see mosque, a big mosque. He does not see Muslims are part of those who received him at the airport. And all of the children who lined up along with Kisubi and there
have rosaries.
Had rosaries. Abdulaziz said no. Fahad told Amin, you are cheating my money. This is not an Islamic. It cannot become an Islamic country. But even Amin, after turning the country into a member of the Islamic community, have we ever withdrawn our membership? No.
I don't have
we
that
are still
record.
a member. Yes. When somebody does something with a purpose, it's not here because we have benefits of reactivating like Saudi loans and what. In order to reactivate the loans, the soft loans that have been given to us by the to forego them, like the Iraqis who are supplying here weapons, we had to maintain. In order to negotiate with these people, we had to maintain our membership in the Islam,
with the Muslims.
Yes. And after 1980, when Museveni came, it sparked off a rivalry, a bitter rivalry between Saudi Arabia and Libya. In fact, when they were writing their new constitution, the Muslim leaders, the constitution of the Islamic faith says, among other provisions, the movement of Uganda shall be a Sunni Muslim, not a Shia. 2, he must retire at the age of 75, unless he is impeached for doing non-Islamic work. 75 was Katende drafted this constitution, and it got this from the Christian canon law, that when a bishop reaches clocks 75, he must retire. So the rivalry, that's why Gaddafi yajja nakola omuzikiti. Amini yagamba nti mpulidde abali e Moshi nga bagamba if they take a power, they return this old Kampala mosque into a hotel. Nagutekako omunaala. Let it bend gukyame. Naye baddira omuzikiti oguliko omunaala bagutwale. Amini yagamba, how can somebody come here and see Rubaga? Then you go to Namirembe and you go to Chibuli. Noga nti abasiraamu abajja wano mu 1848 be balina omuzikiti. And Kakungulu rejected the money. The governor, Andrew Cohen, wanted to give Kakungulu 70,000 pounds to sell that muzikiti guve mu Kampala. Kakungulu n'agaana. Governor yali ayagala n'akasozi ako kaveewo to become a truly Christian country. When Kakungulu wanted to join the secondary school, also they had problems. The Muslim clerics, sheikhs, wanted Kakungulu to go to Khartoum. The British at that time, 1930s, they rejected both Khartoum. They also rejected Zanzibar, that this man, Kakungulu, would be exposed to Islamic fundamentalism. Imagine, the Bazungu are talking over Islamic fundamentalism.
In the
but
30s.
Kakungulu had to go to Khartoum to do Islamic studies. Kakungulu, the British refused. They said, okay, let us take him to Zanzibar. The British refused. So the Muslim sheikhs came up and said, okay, do you remember the religious wars? If the only person, the leader of the Islamic faith, because Kakungu Mutesa I was related, the mothers were different, but Mutesa I and Suna survived. Suna was the only Mulangira who survived the brutality of Muganzi Rwaza, Mutesa's mother. You see that building at Katwe was named after Muganzi Rwaza. Muganzi Rwaza killed 24 Balangira into a piece, only them into a pit to starve to death, to ensure nti mutabani we Mutesa I kibolaba tiendagano y'olwenda abazungu bwe bajja baagamba kabaka wa Buganda ajja kuvanga mu Mutesa ow'olubereberye. This is why Kabaka Mutebi recognizes his grandmother, Muganzi Rwaza. Muganzi Rwaza is the mother of Mutesa, who killed, who
secured for them a future.
The battle to do. All of the Balangiras, there were 24 Balangiras competing for the throne. Muganzi Rwaza took advantage. He was a very brutal woman. He was a half caste. That's why Baganda fear half castes. What are they expensive? To they say they call the art. So Muganzi Rwaza paved the way from Mutesa's lineage, and it was maintained up to today that the kings of Buganda come from Mutesa's lineage. So, because Suna was a Muslim, Suna was succeeded by Kakungulu. Kakungulu, the government, when the sheikhs were threatening to go to war, we are saying the only Mulangira we have, the head of our religion, will he remain in this place? We have told you, let him go to Khartoum. You have refused. Let him go to Zanzibar. You have refused. So, Zifuke.
You will go by force.
The puzzle was solved by the late king, Sekabaka Daudi Chwa. He called the headmaster of Bordeaux, who told him that this school was constructed purposely to train Anglican leaders, future leaders. We shall not hesitate to convert Kakungulu into Protestantism, as they did later to Yusuf Rule, and these schools were purposely. In fact, when you go to Britain, Eriton, a few people, Churchill and the major, but in these countries, which does not apply us, these countries come from particular schools. I don't go through Budo, I don't go through Chisubi, I don't go through Namiriango, I didn't go through all your good schools, but I'm terrible, very dangerous man, because these people, these schools, we are purposely established to produce leaders like Eriton. That's why they tell you the only school in Uganda is Intale School. Where else, which school is called school? It's only Intale School.
That has produced
Intale
a
is not
leader.
Intale Secondary School. Intale is Intale School.
Hey, it's not secondary, it's what is just a school.
And that's
why they are talking about it, because Museveni went through power, that school.
When you look at the president's appointments in the early days, Ntale, Chamata, and Dar es Salaam. This is what the Europeans do. That how can a man like me, who never went to Bordeaux, who never went to Kisubi St. Mary's, who never went, my children have compensated me because for them, they have gone through this good school.
But I'm wondering why you made the choice to take them there, when for you, you made it without going there.
I let them also go there. What, how have I explained all of this. I'm telling you, Ugandans are peaceful people. Ugandans cannot kill themselves. When you see Ugandans turning against themselves, there are two issues, two factors. A foreigner is involved, or it is state-inspired. Kabaka Yeka, a political party that was headed by the Kabaka, carried out atrocities in Uganda
against DP,
against its fellow Uganda. In one incident, the chairman of DP in Mubende, in Michiana, called Binayesa, was found digging by Kabaka Ika hooligans. He was killed alongside his wife, and they left a baby sucking the corpse of his mother.
That
another incident,
impunity.
Mutesa ordered the arrest of the Archbishop of Rubaga, Joseph Chiwanuka, for issuing a pastoral letter in which he described the Kabaka as sheer nonsense. The Catholics ganged up to storm the Rubiri until they were calmed down by the Lady Cardinal Soul. Baganda turned against what?
The kingdom.
The British helped Mengo to rig the 1961 elections. They brought a man here called the Pierre Graham. All the presses by Chiwanuka were not listened to by the governor. In 1961, with the endorsement of Britain, the Baganda did not vote through Universal Africa. We do not vote our leaders. The British urged that since the Ruchiko would be democratically elected, the Ruchiko should vote the 21 MPs. And the same British who had denied Chiwanuka an opportunity to organize Chiwanuka's government is the only government in history that was not allowed to organize elections. The British urged that it was a Commonwealth principle that if two people are competing for power, none of them is allowed to organize elections, which was a lie. When it came to Uganda, the chairman of the Electoral Commission in 1961 of the Uganda elections was Abu Mayanja, a minister in the Mengo government. Kabaka's chiefs were the returning officers. The man who defeated the Bench was not a registered voter. But the British had put up a law, which you people don't know. When I hear you people talking,
about how democratic they are.
In 1961, anybody who petitioned the court to challenge election results had to deposit 40 shillings. And to understand the value of the voter shillings at that time, a pound was worth 20 Uganda shillings. So if we wanted to challenge the elections,
you would part with 2 pounds.
2 pounds. British pound, 2. Because by the time I grew up in the 60s, they used to compare our 20 shillings note back at a pound. A pound was equivalent
to a 20 shillings note of Uganda by then.
So anybody who wanted to challenge
the elections
of 1961 and 62, the electoral law required you to deposit, before you even take the case, petition in the case, it was put there by the British.
But Mzee, you said something about Ugandans being peace-loving.
Yes.
Look at that paper in front of you that has listed thousands of Ugandans.
Look at this newspaper.
Look at.
They are talking about people who died in the riot recently. What do they want to achieve? Because a decision must be purposeful. A decision must be purposeful. A decision is dictated by circumstances. A decision is dictated by the past. A decision is dictated by the future. What does Monitor want to achieve? Because this was a riot. You see even their photos, age. Let me ask, Are these the first Ugandans to die?
But they are the ones who have died in the riots.
And you see, this is a riot. A riot caused by what? That because one of the candidates called Bobby Wine was arrested. Then it sparked off a riot. Does it mean that the candidates enjoy diplomatic immunity? Do they highlight this? What sparked off this riot? Was it a peaceful procession? Do we have peaceful riots? What are they doing? What they want, they are collaborating with the foreigners, especially the American government, to put sanctions on the alleged people who did this.
Of course, I think it is. It should be done.
This is what they are saying.
I think sanctions should be put on people who killed all those people.
These people are saying. Why don't you leave their souls to rest in internal peace? Are they the first people to die in Uganda?
Shouldn't the dead get justice?
As Monitor, as a newspaper, organized a requiem march for them?
Not yet. We've not heard about that.
Has it created a fund for them? What makes these people, apart from the number, what makes that they died and they never died on the same day? Because we have an argument, some people are advancing an argument, that the matters were confused by the European missionaries, that they will resurrect in 4 days. These matters were not killed on the same day. But what is striking about Ugandan matters, many of them are not Baganda. Baganda could not take their biological children to the Rubiri. Because the Buganda kings are brutal. We are known to be cruel. They could kill at will. Most of these are Banyolo and the Tanzanians who adopted the Uganda names. We call them Mvuma. And they say that these were younger people.
All of them below 30. These
were not killed in the barracks. They were not rounded up by security people. It's only fate. And it's only because somebody has staged a strike. I have been arguing that if a madman wielding a palm enters a market on a market day, creating a stampede in which people die, whom do you blame? Do you blame the market master or you blame the madman?
Of course, the madman.
Because before the madman came, peace prevailed. So the responsibility, people should condemn the madman. What I would expect from a reasonable newspaper like this one, a credible newspaper, one, highlight it, condemn it, and provide the solutions, especially when we are moving towards the elections. I always put it these days, reserve space in my programs to provide the solutions to mitigate against violence during elections and after the elections. So, what's the purpose of this? What does Monitor want to achieve?
That's what we need to know.
Was there a dispute as to how many people died that Monitor wants to put the record straight? Yes. Why does the Monitor want to create trouble?
To bring this during a wrong time.
Family members to remember their children. When the president floated an idea that they should be
compensated,
Monitor, Ugandan media highlighted it. Bokede only said that these people did not want a compensation. After some time, Bokede gave us stories that these people, many of them had failed to get treatment in hospitals because they did not get money. Another important thing that we can get from Monitor's story is the appointment of the so-called tough people, army officers, the generals.
Yes.
Monitor is telling you that you wait another phase of this. This is what Monitor wants to achieve. It follows Museveni's appointment in Kampala. Let us scrap for Monitor. This is why I tell you, once you turn your newspaper into a propaganda outfit, you don't lose. They are saying, following the appointment, when Museveni, this newspaper tells you, this way, you see, me, I read the newspapers and I analyze them. I did information analysis. Look, Museveni speaks out on Kampala deployment. Why he has deployed the so-called tough generals. But what I want to assure Ugandans is, professional armies don't kill their own people, citizens. That's why, where they have been deployed to protect unprotectable governments, they have done stuff with the masses on the streets of Malawi. What's the capital city of Malawi? Soldiers dance with the people because
Central
they share
African
the same
Republic.
problems. So, and once you entertain the generals, the sergeant does take a power. This is the psychology of the army. These people, our army is a professional army. And in fact, by deploying more army officers, their way of looking at things, these are soldiers who have operated in very difficult conditions, like in Somalia. The Somalis humiliated the Americans because the Somalis have their tradition. If you find them quarreling, a Somali cannot give you information about another Somali. No, a Somali cannot surrender another Somali. The second point about Somalis is that you cannot mess up with a Somali woman. I strongly doubt whether they are Somali prostitutes, who are Somalis in Mogadishu. These might be people coming from different areas. A Somali woman to practice prostitution. So our soldiers have operated in the foreign area.
Doesn't it, Mzee, give you some worries, goosebumps?
No.
When you see an election
people,
where someone brings someone from war.
One tells you, these people, when Museveni says that has made decisions for the most experienced people who have operated in difficult situations, monitor comes up and says, this is what prepare for this. This is what is waiting for you.
If this died before the deployment,
I'm asking, what motivates monitor to put this, to write a story, to publish their names, as if there is a dispute? Is there a dispute on how many people died? Why does this story comes on the heels of Museveni's new appointment in Kampala? Look what this story. Uganda applies for COVID-19 vaccine. We were told by government that the Museveni scientists, the Mwanjes, headed by a group headed by Mwanje, had developed the vaccine. So if they have developed the vaccine, why do they apply
for the
this
vaccine?
one? Mwanje tumukubireko munga. Mwanje tumukubireko munga. Dr. Mwanje Museveni is a famous scientist. I urge we don't have scientists in Uganda. What we have to call a Ugandan scientist is a misnomer. A misnomer in mass communication is something that appears to be when actually it is not. The president said, we are about to get a discovery. The president said,
In a very short time.
I will deal with anybody who tries to attack our scientists. I talk to them, I give them encouragement, and we expect very soon. And he said that we can get plasma from the survivors and create a vaccine. Mwanje oye! Dr. Mwanje oye! Dr. Mwanje Jew! Dr. Mwanje Jew! Abasajja bagoba omusajja nga bamuyita Mwanje. Omanyite ekifaananyi kya Mwanje ne kugogo tekiri. Mwanje yadduka dda. Basayentisi ba Museveni beekukumi. They are hiding under their beds.
So people who are coming up with the vaccine are now applying for a vaccine.
Yes. People who Mwanje could stammer. Dr. Mwanje, what do you say? He could stammer, could talk as if he's doing something. Mwanje Mwanje apologized to Ugandans. We don't have scientists in Uganda. I said, where do you find the scientists who live his laboratory to study ventilation system of
in Kampala?
Where do you find a monk who lives in his monastery to demonstrate? In fact, in Asia, once you see monks roaming the streets of the cities, it means the government has lost control. Monks demand one thing, to remain in their monasteries to pray. Many ideas were put forward by monks and people in coffee shops in London. What we call public opinion. When you study mass communication, public opinion originated from coffee shops in London. What we call they would sit and reason, and the monasteries. But how can a monk? How can a scientist?
Museveni scientist.
Mwanje, kakati Mwanje. Mwanje tell us. Does these doctors who developed this vaccine, Dr. Mwanje and Yowati, do they have two heads? Mwanje Jew, Mwanje Oye.
But you are a risk taker. Museveni said you should not be speaking about his science.
Yes, I said
and you took the risk.
I said, these are not scientists. A scientist. Do you know why? I quarrel with my family members. I was telling them that I'm a unique man. Where do I get time to write? Where do I get time to read? Where do I get time to attend to my programs? I have a very busy schedule. If somebody waits for me and I don't attend, let him go. That's what I tell the people. You cannot ring me. Don't I? Do you believe?
Look around and see what the man is doing.
Somebody can ask Saleh. Somebody, including Saleh, they can go to see the president in the morning and see him at midnight.
Yes. When they are waiting there for him.
Who
he has
you
programs.
Who does not wait? Who are you? Who can't wait me? And out of my experience, there is nobody who brings money. All of these people are seeking help after being fleeced by other people.
Crooks.
So I tell my people, when I'm writing my book, when I sit in my chapel, every morning I sit in my chapel.
I'm wondering what happens in that chapel.
I pray and then I meditate. You can look at me and think that I'm doing nothing when I'm developing an idea. So there is no scientist anywhere who can have the time to waste on studying the ventilation system
of the arcades in a trading center.
Dr. Mwanje, and another one who is related to Museveni. There is another one who is related to Museveni, and another one in charge of HIV. Those are going to Pharaohs have done nothing. This is why COVID has ashamed them.
But of course, Mzee, if we fail to develop our own vaccine, we should be importing because it was a mistake of a few people. Yes. But now when the vaccine is there, shouldn't we register for the vaccine?
Because the Baganda have a proverb that when you hear, I don't know whether it's a scientific word, when you hear cow outside breathing, you may think that it's helping you to light the fire. Chigumaza. Yes. When a scientist, a so-called scientist, tells the people falsehoods, it could be that that's why we have COVID-19. At one time, they said that we are going to announce that there is a vaccine. I asked it, how does the announcing day corresponds with the discovery of a vaccine in London?
I see.
Yes.
They are importing.
kati adduka buddusi mwanje ne banno okubakwatako wano abantu ne bayolera ono mwanje adduka mwanje ezifoto n'ekifaananyi kyagunti tekiriyo ekyakulubya we bamukwatira wonna nakana akanagisa.
People are looking for Kulubya's picture on the internet. They can't find him.
This brings me to my final submission of today. Even tomorrow I will come. I'm going to have a daily briefing every day until we have elections. There are 3 incidents that cannot fall us who take a time to think about the issues. First of all, how come that this boxer died when the president reveals?
When he had an appointment.
Yes.
With the president.
And I told you
only pending a COVID test.
That during this riot Monica is talking about, I drove myself for the first time.
You went to the village?
I went to the village.
I remember that.
And I made several observations. I said that we are banning new tires, new car tires. And I said, who has that money? And how could these people, where even the old tires are needed for sandals, and
people collect them to make old sandals.
How come that these were banning? I was following a role that was distributing these new tires, and this applied to all of the highways. Who was behind this?
When you were going to the village,
yes,
you were following a lorry.
Yes,
distributing.
Yes,
are you serious?
You were throwing tires, new tires. And the MISO had received the information that there were 3 containers with the Uganda Revenue Authority, but whoever tried to open them was sacked. Somebody told him that we have a consignment we are doubting its content. So where did these new tires come from? In many cases, we are banning new tires. Then I was later informed that there was a lorry full of arrows, new ones, who had manufactured them. 3, I was also told that some of those who were arrested revealed that we are undergoing a training, that in the commando training, that they were being trained to surround 10 people to surround a policeman with a gun, a soldier with a gun, or any security person with a gun. Who was doing this?
That sounds like propaganda.
No.
How would that happen?
I say
at the watch of security people? This
is beyond a riot. But at times the government keeps this information. Why? If you say that there was a coup attempt and Museveni admits, who can contemplate a coup attempt against Museveni? So it scares the public. That's why for us, even if I don't have money, I don't tell my children that I don't have money. Tell you, no. Let me go to Kampala. I make sure I will send you money. But if you tell your wife that there is no money, panics. So sometimes governments don't reveal, don't tell you the actual happening, incident. This is why Muanga said uncoordinated troop movements. So, how come that Kawesa, who had an appointment,
secured an appointment
on Tuesday, was killed on Friday? What does it mean? It means Museveni's camp is infiltrated. Those who make arrangements,
so many times.
Yes, it is inside. That's why for me I can't meet the president.
You wrote a book inside the palace.
If the president invites me, I cannot go to State House.
Serious?
Yes. Who tells them? And no explanation has come from the State House. Why? It could be that some of these people circulate their appointment that I'm going to see the president. Yes, it could be. Or they are also spied on. But the question is, as I always say, who benefits from the murder of this boxer? Is Bobi Wine's side? Because if the boxer is killed in his attempt to see the president, where the president was going to use him to demoralize people power people, to send them on run, who is next? Because the crossings are, especially at this time, are just psychological. Who is next? The public can say, Obano Yagenzi, Obano Yagenzi, Kakati was Tusikazan. So, the group that benefits in this is the Bobi Wine's group. Because if Museveni had infiltrated Bobi Wine's group, the punishment is clear. If you cross to Museveni, you are killed. Unless these people, the spies, come en masse and join Museveni's camp on the same day and get protection. But coming from one by one, we use it in the taxi business. You can have a minibus of 14 people. When it is empty, the passengers will look for other options.
Of course.
Like borders and buses. So what we normally do, we put there non-passengers, walkers. They appear as if the passengers. But when it is about
to get full,
they start getting one by one.
Another enters and another leaves.
Yes. This is what they do.
They call them who?
The killing
Butikiro.
Of this boxer, who is alleged to have been imparting skills to people who are hooligans, sends a warning. 2 warnings. One, that Museveni's camp is also infiltrated. 2, those who were contemplating crossing to Museveni with their secrets, unless they cross in one day and get security from Museveni,
that single day,
the answer is clear.
You try it, you won't make it.
Yes,
you won't
the
go.
answer is clear. So to me, that's a very big point to talk about. Another point that has attracted my attention is the fact that Museveni's convoy met Bobi Wine's convoy at Kibuye. How? Because the president's convoy is planned. They are people, experts, the security people, who designs the routes. They are scouts who go there to make a surveys. Kampala is now no camera. People must know. If government has infiltrated Bobi Wine's camp, you would know his movements. How did these people?
Of course, even by only traffic guidance.
Sebagala's people, Sebagala came back on the same day when the president was going for a foreign trip. The 2 convoys met at Kisubi. Museveni raised his finger, thumb, and that man his victory sign. But there was no way. The president was advised to go by plane, by an helicopter. Museveni said no. He drove, met Sebagala. By a year, Sebagala was no more. And his supporters welcomed him at the airport, including Winnie Byanyima. Semogere and Semana went there. A debut fund bounced. And Semogere had the audacity of telling Sebagala abantu babwandikira baabo. They thought that they would use Sebagala as a radar to come to power. In the same way, Professor Newton Joe was captured. Yes, but Lakwena escaped. He was close to Lakwena, thinking that when Lakwena takes power, because Lakwena came all the way from northern Uganda to Kakira, sugarcane, but he was arrested. Semogerere believed that Sebagala will ride on Sebagala's back to take power. It failed. When Sebagala went to Mbalala in violations of government directives, his vehicle was subject to live bullets. The same which has been done to Bobi Wine on a number of occasions. So, how come that Museveni met Bobi Wine? And if the president is an excited president, you would see a fracas. The Bobi Wine people shouted abusive statements, but those don't bother Museveni. What if it was not Museveni? a man who can stomach humiliation. Museveni knows all of those provocations. He's a mature politician. He's a vertical. But who arranged this? Who arranged these two people, convoys, to meet? Very important. Very important. When it comes to a presidential convoy, it's planned.
Do you think
Scouts are there.
Coincidence can explain that already?
I'm telling you.
It was just by coincidence.
So that one is also very important. The third point is Bobi Wine's visit to Omega. Omega, what did we get from Omega? So, this man is visit to Omega. Omega fought vigorously against Kayanja, whom they implicated in the Bishiaga. And there have been rumors that Bobi Wine receives Bishiaga money. Why has Bobi Wine gone to this man? Is an inoculation strategy. He has, I think, has received the information that during the last days of the campaign is going to become a necessity. They will accuse him of getting Bishia's money because I'm not seeing any value of this man going to Omega. What does he get from Omega? I look at Omega. Those are people who fought to Kayanja. Kayanja, who is well entrenched in the State House. You remember
very well
when Pastor Bujingo conducted, was the chief celebrant at Afeni Muhoozi's birthday
45th birthday party.
The next day, they subjected him to negative attack, breaking their marriage and breaking the church. Why? Bukede has the mafias that are using Bukede and Kanagisi. It is good news that Kanagisi is in hiding. Kurubia is in hiding. He removed his photo from Mugo. Never no Kurubia Vaja Kukwata, and Kanagisi. Kanagisi kati ati okufulumebwe. Kanagisi ati okufulumebwe. But you have been discouraging us. You cause us to lose our jobs. Why are you hiding? Why should a hunger man fear a hunger man? A rope. You have been talking about Biandara in an editorial. Arrest Biandara. The following day, the allies. Arrest Biandara. Biandara never took a single coin. Bebazi Babana. Kanagisi is in hiding. Kanagisi. Olunaku lwe bali kwata kulubya bali muliya kyamisa na Kanagisi kyaggulu. Kakati. Why was Pastor Bujingo targeted immediately after being the chief celebrant at Muhoozi's birthday? What was the purpose of announcing that Muhoozi had clocked 45? And even the building that was constructed by Uganda Revenue Authority, which was commissioned, and the chief celebrant who prayed for the building was none other than Pastor Bujingo. What happened? They said the building was leaking. Kurubya! Kanagisi! Kurubya! Nebaja mukwata. Temufayo. Talina wajja kuddukira mu office temulemerwa. Tujja kusomesa ab'amawulire bano nti if you are malicious and you are sacked, people grab you like a grasshoppers. We cannot allow people to hide. Akasajja kakuba Bujingo. Akasajja ne kakuba Bujingo. Akasajja ne kakuba omusajja wa St. Lawrence. A man who was involved in an accident, who had his legs broken. Bukede alleges nti alese abaana abato. Were they sitting on him when the doctors and nurses were watching? Kanagisi, because the Kanagisi has buildings. On Masaka Road, he has a huge chunk of land there where he has constructed buildings. Kanagisi's argument plan was that he would scare away the students, buy these buildings cheaply, and force and open up his university. Kanagisi, you will pay. You will pay. Even this command was someone to set out over the weekend. who was switching my programs off and off and off. Bwatadduka bajamu baba mwasize wano. Bajamu bamutu bajako bintu eyo bajasi. Ademu azijjeko. Oba musajja azijjeko. Oja kumulaba konga badduka nono munnaabwe kamanda wa ogenda bawulira balaja. Kakati nkugamba. Nti the only plausible reason why Bobi Wine could have found it necessary to visit Omega is aware that people are going to accuse him publicly of receiving money from Basias. Therefore, if I collaborate with the Basias, how come that this man, who is a known anti-homosexual person,
was
hosted me, and this man went ahead even beyond beyond Rwanga. This man prayed for him to win. Rwanga was vague, but this man went ahead. Why? He does not have anything to lose. He is not one of the Balokole who are quoted by State House because they fought Kayanja. Kayanja is entrenched in the State House. In fact, Akulo, if you want to be promoted in a side, you go to Kayanja's church. Akulo will just facilitate your promotion. Even if you are illiterate and you attend the church or you marry at Kayanja's, Akulo will just promote you.
You get the blessing.
Yes,
from Miracle Center.
Akulo, if you want, I told these people, if you come here at the channel 44, you don't talk about is Akulo Jesus. I left the channel. Who can dictate on me? You see, I could help the pastor to get out of his problems. Therefore, on channel 44, we don't mention a clue. No. Mirundi is completely different. I'm a completely different man. So that is also another an eye opener that this man goes to Omega. This man, the organizers of the presidential envoy did not realize that they will meet. Maybe it was a planned meeting. If not, it calls for questioning. The killing of the other man,
the boxer,
who had variable information, whereas of information, a man who was involved in the training, also calls for concern. How safe are these people those who are being there? And he indicates that the killers are inside the government.
But Mzee, even Museveni admitted.
Who knew?
Museveni admitted that you see, it was a security operation, that this guy tried to fight off these people. That's why they shot at him. But why the timing? Why would he be fighting people?
Well, there are no other options. Because if you are invading somebody, did he try to resist it? Had you not carried out reconnaissance investigations, for instance, looking into his house, sneaking into his house, knowing whether he has a gun or not? Didn't you study his conduct and behavior? That this is a man who was ready for battle, and if he was a mole, you could easily know. He was aware what he wanted was not to be taken as a mole, to understand. And finally, examine BSG's conduct. Lumumba, the Secretary General of NRM, praised this man for carrying out a medical doctor to talk about COVID-19. Is that so strange to attract the attention of the Secretary General towards their opponent? Why wasn't he put on the National Task Force? That one I will explain tomorrow. And the reason why, whenever you see Tumukunde in many cases does not campaign for himself. Tumukunde says vote change. Why? Why does he vote? Why doesn't he talk to himself? And three, why is it that these candidates, the opposition candidates, I talk about the major ones, not these who staged the younger boys, who are staged by this man, sponsored by this man. Katumba. Nja kubeera waakusatu. Ekyokusatu ki ekikulu? Ng'olina percentage ki? Ekyokusatu ki ekikulu? Si waakuna. Percentage ki? Oyina 10 mmeka?
Mu kyokusatu.
Si kyakulu. Nja kubakubawo. Nja kubakubawo nkola clarification. Si kyakusatu. Kuwunya. Kwerenga ku bantu. Ne bakugoba. Ng'owunya. Next time twagala Fabaganda Obuwompooko. An abusive Uganda like me. We refer to such a people Obuwompooko. You can find out from Muganda what a Kawompooko.
These small insects that look like ants when they are not even ants. They come around, fly around, and pretend.
So therefore, in my briefing tomorrow, I'm going to handle these issues. But for today, my intention is to mitigate against the violence. I pointed out clearly, Ugandans can only go to violence when they are incited either by the state or a foreign hand.
Don't you think?
Once they are incited,
but you're not talking about being provoked. Don't you think excessive provocation,
for instance,
might land Ugandans?
Monitor is highlighting these people who died in the riot. I challenge the Monitor to tell us the people have died in the villages where people have been killed because they are candidates. In India, in every election, a quarter of the candidates is assassinated. Have we had any candidates at every level having been killed?
No.
Those who have died, it has been attributed to COVID. Watongola and this woman of Chotera. What does this mean? That I think it was from Western Uganda. I was watching television this morning and I saw a football match, a soccer match. Where one team had the two people who are contesting with each other. What does this mean? We are about to go. We are about to have elections. You tell me how many candidates have been detained by government because they fear their popularity. This happened in 1980. 17 MPs on the side of UPC went unopposed. Not because you are strong. UPC gerrymandered the constituencies, yes, these ones have also done it. Gerrymandering means creating a district,
small cutting through
constituencies. Have we had cases where plantations of people have been cut down because of the campaign?
No.
I think this has been the most peaceful campaign in our history. Or even if the Monitor believe these ones died in a riot. What if we lose 50 soldiers in Somalia? Or when their vehicle, their lorry steps on a bomb, a landmine,
they die at once.
Yes.
It's a circumstance.
We can understand that their vehicle on which they are traveling landed on a landmine. That's why we have lost 70 soldiers
at once.
Or
in the same
our soldiers fell into an ambush and we are outnumbered. Those cases are not compared to, are not alarming are those that die in combat. The third point, we have had many Ugandans dying in peaceful times. 10 boys were killed at Masiro when Museveni went there to establish the fire when it got the Masiro. 10, who killed them? Why doesn't the Monitor highlight these people? 10 Baganda boys died when Mabiche led them to attack UNEP, insisting that Sebagala had academic papers. 10 uncalled for. When Sebagala defied police orders and went with the procession on his way to YS. A role killed 15 people because they were not signs. 15. Why doesn't the monitor highlight this? In another incident, 10 Baganda boys who were sweeping the Jinja Highway on the eve of Messiah's visit to Jinja were run over by a speeding vehicle because there was no sign that. What about to stop the people who died at Bulange when Iwanumagana opened the fire? A man who was officially been deployed by his
to
bosses.
guard the gate.
Yes. When they wanted to grab his gun, we were counting the bullets. 1, 2, 3 to grab him. When Bessie went there,
and basically,
Makansi Nachi. So this is not the first time. We've lost many people. We have had accidents. How many border people who died in the fire when they are trying to get fuel
in a
burning vehicle. What is needed here is that this is not state-inspired. These people did not die in the barracks. They were not killed and thrown. They were not picked from even when, during the bad days. People were brought, suddenly tortured from Nadufenya to courts. We don't have a number of it this time. No. Are we going through a drizzle or we are suffering a storm? This is what I want the newspapers, the monitor people to tell me.
To answer. Yes,
to answer. Because dying, like COVID has killed more people, more prominent people. Why? Death levels everybody. If you don't have a ventilator, you breathe like a human being. Whether you have money, whether you have not work. We all go. Tugenda mutaka. Why? Yekatonda we yali atutonda okufa fenna kutukola ki? Kututwala. The Migo is going to be buried standing.
Are you serious?
Including the mighty ones. Yes.
For us, we will not bury you standing. We will bury you against your will.
Because if we are taken by a monitor and their allies that this is a violent election, we cannot judge a violent election by one incident. Peace prevailed before the hooligans attacked Kampala. What did they expect the people to do? Did they expect the police to fold its hands when the hooligans? In fact, most of these people, when you look at them, many Kampala people were caught up in the fracas. This is why the president was talking about compensation. What happened is these people don't know what is happening. What happens in Uganda when there is a riot? Ugandans close their shops and wait the police to flash out to the hooligans because they want to work. People who have their children at school, because it normally happens during the evening. People who have their children at school want the police to flash out to the hooligans so that they can collect their children instead of going through tear gas. So most of these people, unless we analyze incident per incident, we shall be misled. I know the history of this country. I read it to you a summary of the violence that was deported to Parliament in 1969 concerning the Kabaka Yeka party was terrorizing UPC and DP supporters in Uganda.
Okay. Thank you for watching in. Abadde mutabani wa Mole na matufu mirundi yenze Capital kubaweereza n'ekya tujja kuba tubaweereza tusiimye nnyo mweraba.